Hi, welcome to another episode of Rats in the Kitchen. I appreciate the fact that you're still watching these, unless it's your first time watching the show, in which case, welcome to the show and all that. Now, normally we talk about banana slicers, and every now and then what we get is somebody saying, well, why do you need a special device to slice bananas? And act as though the banana slicer was the first thing to give us individual sliced object portions of an item. And as we showed, we had that 1950s Hugh butter slicer. There's been other devices. I'd say one of the most common pre-banana slicer slicing devices was the apple corer. This is the apple corer. And the natural question that comes to people's mind is, well, will this work on Little Debbie cakes? And we showed that with some Little Debbie cakes, the banana slicer worked okay. Others, not so much. But obviously for the round ones, a banana slicer isn't quite the job. It isn't quite the tool for the job. Now, I think you see where I'm going with this. Got a couple of Debbie cakes. We have an oatmeal cream pie. We have a fudge round. And of course, a Star Crunch. Will the apple cutter or corer, depending on what part of the country you're from, do a decent job on these Debbie cakes? Let's give it a go. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna, I want to start with the oatmeal cream pie. That came out pretty easily, a lot easier than the red bananas in the last episode. Just gonna place that right there on the cutting board. Just about the perfect size. Alright, and it's squished. You kind of got to expect that, but the apple corer is actually just the right size so that when it squishes, it still fits within inside the dimensions of the corer. So I'm happy about that. Now let's push it into the bowl, see how the slices themselves come out. Alright, it's a little bit mushy as you might expect. Now, when it cuts apples, by the time it gets to the base, it's back down to a narrow part of the apple. Yeah, not so much with the oatmeal cream pie. But overall, not too bad. Okay, so now we've washed off the corer. I apologize that I don't know much about this particular brand cutter. This is just something I had lying around the house. Let's see how it does on a fudge round. And yeah, that was almost exactly like the oatmeal cream pie. That's kind of, to be honest, about what I was expecting. Remember, when you're pushing down the rest of the way on this, don't push too hard. Blood is not a very good ingredient for most of your little dessert cakes here. They're unhealthy enough for you as it is, to be honest with you. Look at it, that's like a diabetic slice of pizza. A little miniature diabetic slice of pizza right there for you. Alright. Alright. Now, finally, what we're going to look at is the Star Crunch. I'm not sure how well this is going to go. I'll be honest, my hopes aren't too high. I expect it to get a little bit crunchy. Let's zoom in on that just a hair. And let's see if we can get through it all to begin with. Yeah, it's taking a little more pressure. Either that or I'm just exhausted from previous two. Well, it's not as messy as the other two. Give it that. But it's those rice, those little rice Krispies in it. Or the generic version thereof. Giving it a bit of resistance. And as we push through, well, that stayed together okay. And those slices of pizza, not too bad either. Now, this bowl full of 3 Debbie cakes, probably not a very good cereal. Not something you'd want to give to anybody who's trying to lose weight. And to be honest with you, it serves no purpose whatsoever other than to keep the Debbie cake from getting all over the counter. But if you need a bowl full of little pizza slices of Debbie cake, that's probably as good a way as any to make one. Alright, so there we go. We answered another question nobody was asking. But we gotta make episodes out of something, as you can understand. I thought it came out okay. If you got a better idea for an episode, go ahead and post it in the comments section. I'd kind of appreciate that. Thank you. Take care.